What's up everyone, welcome back to a new video. So this here is my 2011 BMW E92 M3 competition. In today's video I want to show you exactly all the mods I want to do on this car, how I want to modify this car in the future. So some mods are actually on the way already, so them videos will be coming out soon. But before I start modifying the car, I wanted to make a video showing you exactly how I want to modify the car. So you can stay around and see what videos I upload in the future from all the mods and everything like that, how the car will look. So that is a video I want to do today. And probably the next video is going to be starting to modify the car because some mods actually have arrived already. And I will be ordering more mods soon. So around 2 months ago, I finally bought my BMW E92 M3 competition. I've wanted one for so many years and finally I was able to buy one. And because I've wanted an E92 M3 for so many years, I already know how I want the M3 to look like, all the mods I want to do on this car and everything like that. So I have a list on my phone exactly of all the mods I want to do inside the car and outside the car. And I will go over that whole list today, show you exactly how I want this car to look like in the future. And as I've said, we have some mods already at home and some mods ordered, so they will be coming soon. And I will be making install videos from every single mod that I do on this car, and you can see the whole process of this car looking the way I want it to look in the future. So I have my list of mods on my phone here, and I'm going to start off with the front end. If you haven't seen my previous video where I did a walk around of the car, I've also mentioned every single bit of damage that is wrong with this car that I need to fix, repair, repaint and everything like that. So before watching this video, you can have a look at that video and see exactly what the car looks like up close. But for every single mod that I mention, I will also throw up a picture on the screen somewhere that you can see exactly what the mods look like. So if you've seen my previous video, you know I need to repaint this front bumper, and basically once I'm repainting the front bumper, I also want to get rid of all the holes that are for the registration plate, because I want to make the registration plate with magnets so I can take it off and put it on whenever I want. That is just going to be an easier way for filming and photos and stuff like that. So that is definitely something I want to do with the front bumper. So the next thing I want to do to this car is modify the headlights. The left headlight needs to be resealed because we have some condensation inside, and that is a common thing on a BMW E92. Once I open up the headlights, I might as well modify them, and I want to do a common thing on these cars, which is make the headlights blacked out. All inside I want to repaint black, and also change the halo rings to LED rings, which will look a lot better, brighter. And that is the headlight mod I want to do for this car. It's actually a common thing on these cars, so it will definitely look a lot better than it is right now, especially that the headlight needs to be resealed and it's going to look all fresh. Next mod is going to be a front lip, and I want to buy the GT4 front lip. I'll throw a photo up on the screen if you don't know exactly what it looks like, but there's two types, V1 and V2. One is longer and the other one is shorter. And basically I want the longer GT4 lip because that is going to be a game changer for the way the car looks from the front angle. And I just love the way it looks, so that is the front lip I want to buy in the future. Maybe I have it ordered already and you will see an install video from it coming soon, so stay tuned for that. So the next thing on the front end is the badges. The front one is actually okay, but the rear one is kind of worn out, and I want to replace both of the badges. And I was thinking about buying the 50th anniversary badges because it's actually not a very common thing people do on these E92s, and I've seen some already, but there isn't many. And I think it looks quite good with the 50th anniversary badges. I don't want the black badges because I don't think they look that good, but these original badges look good, and I think the 50th anniversary badges will actually kind of stand out because not many people have them, and I actually do like the way they look. So I'm still not sure about that, but I think I will get the 50th anniversary badges because it will just be something else, I guess. So the next thing I'm thinking about is putting like a windscreen banner on the top of the car around here. It will block out the sun coming in instead of using the sun visors, which is a good thing. I'm actually going to fold that because I don't like the way it looks on videos. There we go. So yeah, as I was saying, I want to get a banner. It's either I put tint on the front here from the inside, or I get a full black banner on the outside, or maybe with a logo or some writing on it. In the future, when I open up my company, I will definitely want to put my company logo on here because it's going to have something to do with cars, and that is something I want to do in the future if I still have this car whenever I open up my company and do all that stuff. So that is one thing I'm thinking about. I do actually like the way it looks with like a windscreen banner on, so that's one thing I definitely want to do. And it will probably come soon as well, because it's not really an expensive mod to do and it looks quite good. So that's going to be it for the front end of the car. Now I want to move on under the hood so you can see exactly what it looks like and what mods I want to do under the hood of the car. So now I'm going to show you what the car looks like under the hood. And it looks quite horrible because it looks like it hasn't been cleaned for the last 10 years. I believe the previous owner, when he bought the car, he had it like 8 years, and I don't think it's been cleaned even once. So I will be doing a full deep clean on this car, inside, outside, under the hood and everything like that. I just need to find some more time. And before the next mod I want to do on this car under the hood, which I already have at home for the past probably over a year, because I was supposed to buy another E92 M3 before. A good few months ago, probably like a year ago, I've bought a mod that goes under the hood, and I still have it. And before I install that mod, I want to do a full deep clean under the hood. So the next video might be a full deep clean of the engine bay before I install the next mod that is coming on this car. So as you can see, this is what the engine bay looks like. We have some sun in the video, so you can see exactly how horrible and dirty this engine bay is. As I've already mentioned, I don't think anyone has ever cleaned this engine bay and it looks horrible, but I will be taking care of that very soon. We do have some leaks on the valve covers, which is a typical thing, as you can see right there. But when it comes to the leaks, I will be taking care of that. I will be replacing the valve cover seals quite soon. If you want to see one of my previous videos, I did mention that as well, where I did the walk around. I've mentioned a lot of things that I need to do on this car. So you can watch that video to find out more information about the car in general. So when it comes to under the hood, there isn't actually many mods that you can do on this car, but one of them that is very common is a cold air intake, and I will be changing that to a carbon intake from a very popular brand actually, and I can't wait to install that part. But as I said, I need to do a full engine deep clean, and one of the next mods is going to be a carbon air intake, which is going to make the sound of the car when you rev it so much nicer. It's going to have a lot more cold air suction into the engine, and it makes a really nice sound. So stay tuned for that video. It will be coming soon for sure, because I do have that part at home already as well. And also this plenum here, I would love to change it to a carbon one, but that is a fortune. You literally have to pay so much for this carbon plenum that it's just way too expensive at the moment. Maybe in the future, but for now we can do a carbon air intake. I have it at home already, and I will be installing it once I clean this engine bay. So there isn't many things other than maintenance under the hood that I want to do. Well, obviously I would love to do these pieces here carbon, the plenum carbon, a lot of other carbon things, but the minimum I want to do is a carbon air intake, because I already have that part. And maybe if I find these two intake pieces here in carbon, I will end up buying them if it's a good deal. But for now it's just a carbon intake, and that's gonna be it, because everything else is just maintenance basically that I need to do under the engine here. Maybe some caps and stuff like that we can change to nicer ones, but that's gonna be it for under the hood. Now I'm gonna close off the hood and we can move onto the side of the car. So now I'm going to start off on the right side of the car, and the first thing I'm going to mention is these BMW E92 M3 competition wheels. They are the M359 I believe, and they are by far one of my favorite stock wheels for a BMW E92 M3. And I need to do a full refurbish on them and repaint them, just fix them up, because I'm not sure if the previous owner or one of the previous owners has definitely curbed the wheels a good few times. Every single wheel is actually scratched. So once I refurbish and repaint the wheels and everything like that, I will also do ceramic coating on them, because I want to be able to clean the wheels very easily, and the ceramic coat will help with that. But if you know, it's kind of an obvious thing, if you have nice fresh clean wheels on a car with no scratches, then the car just looks so much better to look at. And that is what I want to do, because these wheels are actually very nice for stock wheels, and I'm not planning on changing them for a while. So I want to refurbish the wheels, repaint them and ceramic coat them, just make them look fresh and clean all the time. Now, another thing when it comes to the wheels is that I want to buy spacers for this car. In my opinion, they are wide wheels, but they just don't fit flush with the arches, and I want to buy spacers in order for the wheels to fit nice and flush with these arches, because it just makes the car look so much better when you look from the side or the front of the car and the wheels just are equal with the side arches. So that is actually one of the next mods I want to do for the car, because it's not that expensive and it's an easy mod to do, which makes the car look so much better. All these mods I'm going to mention is probably something I want to do soon, and yes, I do want to do soon. I want to kind of modify this car a good bit before summer starts, because I want to be able to drive the car already modified during summer. So I will actually be doing and ordering a lot of these mods that I mentioned within the next probably month or two, so I can install them for summer. Now, moving on a small bit, we have some tint on the windows here. The front and rear window is tinted. I'm not sure exactly what percentage. I don't think it's legal anyway, because it's quite dark, but I do love the way the tint looks. I do like dark tint, especially on a black car, because it just makes the car look so much better, in my opinion, obviously. But as I've said, this tint is gonna stay here because I like the way it looks like. Now, the next thing I want to do on the side here is actually on the mirrors, which is buy carbon mirror caps. In my opinion, there is a few carbon pieces all the way around the car, like the front lip and the side mirror caps, which is gonna change the car's look completely. When you have all them carbon pieces all the way around the car, it just matches the car a lot. So the carbon mirror caps is going to be one of the things I'll be ordering soon as well, as I've said already. And when we come to the front here, we will obviously refurbish the wheels as well, put on some spacers on the front, and also when it comes to the calipers, I want to repaint the calipers. I'm still not exactly sure on what color I want to do, but they are kind of like black right now. I don't know if it's dirty or what, but they are black right now, and I want to change the color of the calipers just to make them stand out. It's going to look a lot nicer in my opinion, so that is one of the mods I want to do. Now, with a black car, probably any color is going to fit, but I'm thinking either red, yellow, or blue, and that is actually the order I'm thinking of. The best would be red, second best yellow, and the third would be blue. I'm not sure exactly what color I want to do just yet, but I have some time to decide on that. I am thinking probably most likely red, to fit some of the interior parts that I have ordered already. And the intake as well is actually going to be red, but you won't really be able to see that because it's going to be covered up. So in general, I think red would fit really nice with a black car. So that might be the color I want to do, but also yellow would look really nice as well. So yeah, I'll have to have some thinking about that and see what I do when it comes to painting the calipers. At the side here, obviously we have a side skirt, and to match the carbon mirrors, the front lip, and all the other carbon pieces, we need to do some carbon side skirts. And I will also be buying side skirts for the car. I'll throw a photo up on the screen what it looks like. As I've said, if you have a few carbon pieces on this car, it's just another piece to complete the car's look with the carbon pieces. So we will have like a side skirt extension, or whatever you want to call it, that is going to be fully carbon, and that is also coming soon as well. So all the way around here is actually in quite good shape, but this door trim is actually like faded. I think it's like more brown instead of black, and I don't really like the way that looks. So it's either I will find this piece new or used in very good condition that I can just change, or I will rewrap the whole trim in gloss black just to refresh the look of the whole side here, because I just don't like the way that looks. In my opinion, it looks quite horrible when you look at the car, and I want to refresh this whole car, so I might as well fix that up because I don't like the way it looks, and I want this car to look a lot better than it is right now. There is a lot of work to put into this car, like the front fenders need to be completely changed, because you probably can't see now, but the front fender and bumper gaps are huge, and that is because the fender brackets have broken on the car. So if you want to see that, check out my previous video where I did a walk around. I've mentioned that up close. So yeah, basically we have a lot of work to do on this car. Other than mods, we have to do some maintenance as well, so we have to start on that quite soon, because I want this car ready for summer with mods already on the car. And I think that's pretty much this whole side of the car modified the way I want it to look. So a lot of them mods are going to be coming soon, and I will be making videos of them mods as well. Now we are going to move on to the back of the car. I'll show you what it looks like and what mods I want to put on the car. So now when it comes to the rear end of the M3, the first thing, and probably one of the most expensive things, which is coming very soon, so stay tuned for that, is going to be a full titanium exhaust with some big tips, and that is going to sound and look amazing. And I actually can't wait for that mod because it's actually coming soon. I have actually ordered it already, and I'm very happy to install that mod and hear the downshifts and the acceleration with a full titanium exhaust. It's just going to sound so good. So if you're interested in hearing what that sounds like on the E92 M3, make sure to subscribe, because the video will be coming within probably 1 to 2 months, I hope. So we are going to be installing a full titanium exhaust on the E92 M3. And as I've said, I really can't wait to install that mod on the car, because it's just going to open up the sound and the engine so much. And yeah, you can probably tell that I'm happy to install that mod, because it's just a game changer when it comes to the E92 M3, the way it sounds. Now when it comes to the titanium exhaust, I did order the exhaust with some titanium burnt tips, and I think it will look quite good. Some people may not actually like the look of the titanium burnt tips, but I want to put it on, see what it looks like, have it on for a bit. But also I want to weld up some tips for myself, and I will probably make a video on that as well, how I weld up the tips and everything like that. Probably 3.5 or 4-inch tips, 4 of them, and I want to have them either like a brushed finish or a polished finish. I'm still not sure about that, but I will most likely be installing silver tips on the back of the titanium exhaust as well, if I don't like the burned look of the titanium. Another thing, as I've mentioned, at the front of the car is these badges. This rear one is actually a bit worn out, so I'm going to replace both of them. It's either going to be this original one or the 50th anniversary. We're going to find out probably soon, because it's not actually an expensive mod to do, and it changes the car's look a lot as well. So I am thinking about the 50th anniversary badges, as I've said already, but we'll find out once I buy and install that mod. When it comes to the badges as well, we have this M3 badge, which is faded as well, and I will be replacing that just to a silver standard one, because the black one is just going to blend in with the black color. I'm not really about that vibe, let's say. The windows can be dark. We have some tint on the back window here as well, which looks quite good, but the badges, I want to keep this badge silver and original, so you can see that M3 logo when I'm driving in front of someone and they see it's an original E92 M3. So yeah, that's staying silver. I just want to refresh it, buy a new one, because the colors are fading on the M logo. Now at the bottom where the exhaust is, I want to buy a carbon diffuser as well, just to match that whole carbon look of the outside. Also, these rear side spats here I'm gonna buy as well in carbon, just to have complete the whole look of the carbon. When it comes to the outside of the car, we have some front lip, side skirts, rear spats, and the carbon diffuser. That will just complete the whole look of the outside of the car. So now that I'm talking about carbon pieces all the way around the car, we have another piece that is carbon and will be coming onto the boot of the car. So when it comes to the boot of the car, I'm going to have 2 different boots that I will be just replacing every so often whenever I get bored of the look of the car. I will be having one boot with a GTS wing, which I'll throw up on the screen. If you haven't seen what it looks like, I'll show you exactly on the screen somewhere. We're going to have a spoiler on the back of the car, which is a GTS wing. And then the next boot that I will be replacing is going to be an M Performance spoiler, or whatever you want to call it. My brother has that M Performance spoiler and it looks quite good, so that is the second thing I want to do when it comes to the boot. I'll throw a photo up on the screen as well so you can see what both of them look like. I do like the look of both of them, but I do love the way the GTS wing looks on the car, so I will be buying that just to complete that full carbon look on the back with the spoiler. In my opinion, a titanium exhaust with big tips, a rear diffuser, rear spats, and also like a GTS wing is gonna completely change the look of the car. From the rear end, it's just gonna look so much more aggressive. I am kind of going for like a GT4 style track look on the car. So that GTS wing is actually gonna look really good. I've seen videos and photos of what it looks like with the way I want it on this black paint, and it looks so good. So I do want to do that for sure. All right, so I think that's pretty much it for the outside of the car. Another thing I want to do is obviously a full paint correction to make this car and the paint look a lot nicer. And then we are going to do some either PPF or ceramic coating. I am thinking about ceramic coating the whole car, obviously on the outside, but the front end is going to be repainted. If you haven't seen my previous video, check it out because I did mention why it's going to be repainted and everything that will be repainted on the car. But basically the front end will be repainted, and I'm thinking about doing PPF on the front end and also ceramic coat on the PPF. So in general, we will be doing a full ceramic coat on the car just to make it easy to clean and look a lot nicer. So the next thing that I need to do on the car, it's not really a mod I guess, but I'm just gonna mention it in this video as well. It's in my walk around video, but I'll show you exactly this carbon roof. As you can probably see right here, the carbon roof, the paint or the clear coat is failing, and we need to get this fixed quite soon so it doesn't get any worse. As you can see exactly right here, the clear coat is peeling, and we have some spots around here and around there as well. So the carbon roof is peeling, and we will be re-clear coating that roof, and then I will be putting on PPF straight away because the carbon roof is actually a common thing where it starts to peel. The clear coat just starts to peel over time, so that is a common thing on the E92 M3, and I think it's actually a common thing on the F80, F82 M3 and M4. Once I get that re-clear coated, I will also put PPF on the carbon roof so we don't have that problem in the future. Now we can move on to the inside of the car because that is everything on the outside. All the mods I want to do, they are kind of like basic mods. Some are expensive, some are cheaper, but all them mods are going to complete the whole outside of the car. It will look so much better with all them mods, and I will be making videos from all the mods as I've already mentioned. So that's it for the outside. When it comes to mods, I might do some more mods, I don't know. As time goes on, I'll see, maybe I'll think of other things that I want to do on this car. But basically we can move on to the inside of the car, and I will show you exactly all the mods I want to do on the inside of the car. There isn't many, but there's a few that I want to do, and I will show you exactly what they look like. All right, so I've opened up both of the doors so it's a bit brighter on the inside of the car. But basically, one of the first things that I want to do on the inside is a red M button on the steering wheel, and also this start button, I want to change it to red as well, because that is a small touch that you will do on this car, especially being all black inside and outside. That red accent is going to look a lot better on the inside of the car when we put on this red M button and also the red start button here. So as you can see, that is what the steering wheel looks like. It is a bit worn out on the top here and the side. So another mod is a new steering wheel. So we will be replacing this steering wheel as well along the line, because I want like either a flat bottom steering wheel. I was thinking about like LED lights on the top, because that would look nice with the automatic gearbox with the red lights when to shift. But I've heard them monitors, the small monitors at the top, kind of break sometimes. They don't work that good. So it's either going to be a flat bottom steering wheel with the LED monitor on the top showing you with the red lights when to shift, or I will just completely not get that little monitor because I've heard it breaks often, and I will do probably a full Alcantara steering wheel with a flat bottom. That is the next option. Also, this piece on the inside, this trim here that goes around the airbag, I will probably change that to either carbon, or I will do gloss black, or just change it up as well because it is actually peeling a bit. So I will be changing that probably as well once I change the steering wheel. But maybe before I change the steering wheel, I will fix that, repaint or rewrap that piece of trim so it looks better for now. The next thing on the steering wheel, which only DCT cars have is the paddle shifters. As you can probably see, one paddle right here. We have two paddles on the steering wheel, as you can see. I will definitely be replacing these paddles. You can't even hear what they sound like, but I will be also replacing these stock paddles with magnetic paddles. That is, in my opinion, the best mod for the interior you can do when it comes to a DCT transmission on probably any automatic car. So these paddles are going to be gone, and I will be putting on magnetic paddles. The sound of them is so nice, and I'm sure the feel is good as well. So I actually can't wait to do that mod because it's going to change up the driving style and everything like that. So magnetic paddles are a must for probably any automatic car, especially these E92 M3s with the DCT gearbox. So the next piece on the interior here, we have this silver piece on the DCT lever. The silver piece is a bit worn out, so I am thinking about wrapping this silver piece here in gloss black, or I will do a carbon install on this piece, because making this piece in carbon will actually look quite good as well. So I'm still not sure about that. I might try the carbon. If I don't like it, I will wrap it gloss black. Actually, I might wrap it gloss black first, see if I like it or not. If I don't like it in gloss black, I will get this piece in carbon. In general, I'm not really a big fan of putting a lot of carbon pieces on the E92 M3. In my opinion, making it stock with just like changing the steering wheel, paddles, maybe gloss black DCT lever here, and that's probably it for like carbon pieces on the inside of the car. I think this car stock looks really nice on the inside. So there's a couple of mods I want to do. Obviously, I'd love to do like bucket seats on this car, but I don't think that's going to be happening. I would love to buy some bucket seats for the car and like a roll cage to make that GT4 look, but I don't think there's any point at the moment anyway. Maybe in the future it's a thing that I will do, or if I find a good deal on some nice bucket seats, like Recaro bucket seats that are either leather, black leather, or Alcantara as well. Them two, I think they're called pole positions. I'll put a photo up on the screen. They just look so nice in my opinion. And having bucket seats on this car, it wouldn't really be a good daily, I guess, but then again, I don't daily the car, so if I find a good deal on them Recaro seats, they are really expensive, so if there's a good deal, I may pick them up and install them on the car, but it's not a thing that I have to do. These seats are quite comfortable and they look good in my opinion for stock seats. If I don't find a good deal on the Recaro seats, I probably won't end up paying the full price for the new seats, because it's not really like an essential mod that I need to do on this car. But if the car was staying with me for, I don't know, 10-20 years, then it would be worth it. But I don't plan on keeping this car for that long, because I want to try out some other M cars like an M2, M3, F80 and stuff like that. So that will be coming in the future. For now, let's concentrate on this car. Now, probably the next mod that I want to do, it's kind of a cheaper mod as well, but it does actually change the look of the inside quite a bit, is change the pedals. I want to put like caps on the pedals that are like metal or something like that, a bit more grippy or whatever. They just look a lot better instead of dull black rubber or plastic pedals. I'll show you what they look like now, and I'll also put up a photo on the screen of what I'm kind of looking for. It's quite dark under here, but that pedal, these two pedals here, they just look so dull and boring. This side here as well. So I want to change the accelerator pedal and the brake pedal to like a metal one, silver metal kind of look. It will change up the car a lot as well when it comes to the inside, and it will be more grippy, I believe, as well. So them pedals are actually a good mod to do on an E92 M3 as well, because as I've said, and you can probably see somewhere on the photos, it does change the look of the inside of the car quite a bit as well. So let me just check my phone if I have any other mods here to do on the inside. No, I think that's pretty much it for the inside. I am actually thinking about buying Apple CarPlay for this car. I'm still not quite sure on that, because it is actually quite expensive, but it would be nice to have Apple CarPlay to connect with your phone, because these maps, they're not the best. Having maps from your iPhone straight to the screen, and listening to music and everything like that would be so much easier. And I am still thinking about that because it's quite expensive. So I probably won't do it now, but maybe in the future I'll buy that Apple CarPlay for this car. I guess we'll find that out in the future, but for now let's stick to doing maintenance on this car because we have to service the car, do an oil change on the DCT transmission, which I've heard is quite expensive because the oil is expensive and it takes like, I don't know, 9 or something like that liters of oil. So that's going to be quite expensive. Let's do the maintenance first, then do some mods, and then we can think about other things like that Apple CarPlay, carbon seat or bucket seats and stuff like that. So that's basically it for the interior. I might actually change this armrest to Alcantara or something like that, but we'll see in the future what we do with that. Also, the car is quite filthy. That is the way I actually bought the car. I still haven't had time to clean it. So I do need to do a full deep clean on the inside of the car. As you've just seen, it is quite dirty. I haven't cleaned it yet. I've had it for about 2 months and it looks like the previous owner didn't keep it in pristine condition as I would want it to look like. So I will do a full deep clean on the inside, protect and clean the leather seats. And on the outside we do need a full paint correction, repaint some panels, and also maybe PPF the front. And once we fix the carbon roof, I need to do PPF on that as well. So as you see, we have a lot of things to do on this car, and I'm happy to do them things because I love working on cars, and I will be making videos from all them mods and things I do on my E92 M3. So if that's something you're interested in general on the E92 M3, make sure to subscribe because I will be making a lot of videos on this car. Now I think that's pretty much it for this whole video of how I want to modify this car. I've mentioned a lot of parts. Some are already on the way, some are already at home, some I will be ordering in the future quite soon, and I will be doing installs from all them parts. You will see the whole progress of these installs on the E92 M3. So if that's something you're interested in, make sure to subscribe to my channel. Also like this video and comment what you think of the mods that I've mentioned, if you would do them mods or what other mods you would do on the E92 M3. All these mods that I've mentioned today is the way I want to do my M3, and if you want to comment below how you would change the look of this M3, what other mods you like, what you don't like, let me know in the comments as well. Or if you have some video ideas that I can make on my E92 M3 specifically, make sure to comment them below. Now that's going to be the end of the video. Thanks for watching and hopefully I'll see you in my next video.